Hello my fishing friends and welcome back to the channel. Your favorite angling expert is here to break down what's happening on the water for Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Now I know what some of you are thinking. November? That's when the serious cold sets in. And you'd be right, but this day, my friends, holds some interesting twists. We're looking at a day that could deliver some truly memorable catches, especially for those targeting predators, but it's going to demand a strategic approach. Stick with me because I've got the lowdown on how to turn these tricky conditions into a triumph. First up, let's talk about our toothy titans, the pike. November is absolutely prime time for these freshwater apex predators as they really start to pack on the weight for winter. With water temperatures plummeting, pike will be active, but they'll be looking for easy meals to conserve energy. You'll want to focus on deeper margins, especially where you find sharp drop-offs, submerged snags, or the thinning remnants of weed beds. River bends, deep pools, and the edges of deeper channels in larger lakes are absolute hotspots where they'll ambush baitfish moving to more stable, deeper water. For tackle, a medium to heavy spinning or bait casting setup is your best bet. Think medium to large lures like jerkbaits or spinnerbaits, worked at a moderate, erratic pace. If deadbaiting is more your style, a sea deadbait like mackerel or sardine, or even a freshwater roach, ledgered near those drop-offs, will be irresistible. Don't be shy with bait size. These fish are looking for a hearty meal. Next, let's turn our attention to the feisty perch. These striped warriors are usually quite active in November, and they absolutely love chasing lures. With water temperatures trending downwards, perch will be on the hunt for easy meals before the deep cold truly sets in. You'll find them starting to shoal up in deeper sections of larger lakes and slow-moving rivers. Look for them around features like submerged structures, old sunken trees, bridge pillars, or even deeper marginal reed beds, as these spots offer both shelter and ambush points for baitfish. A light to medium spinning rod with small to medium lures, such as soft plastics on a jig head or small crankbaits, worked slowly along the bottom, can be incredibly effective. Don't be afraid to try some natural baits too. A worm or prawn presented on a float rig or a light ledger will often entice a bite from a big perch. For those of you targeting coarse fish, these sea chubutites are a fantastic option right now. These fish are known to feed all winter long, making them a reliable target even in colder conditions. You'll find them holding in slower, deeper runs of rivers, often near overhanging cover, bridge arches, or areas with slight natural cover. They tend to be less active but will still respond to well-presented baits. A classic feeder setup or even a static float rig fished with a generous offering of bread flake, cheese paste, or a big lobworm will often do the trick. Precision casting and minimal disturbance are key to not spooking these wary fish. And for my sea fishing comrades, codwes are definitely on the menu. November is an excellent time for cod fishing as they migrate closer to the coast to feed, bulking up before the harshest winter. You'll want to target deeper coastal marks, particularly around rocky areas, wrecks, or reefs. Ledgering with peeler crab, squid, or large lugworm baits can be very effective. Given the unsettled conditions we're expecting, they might be actively foraging, so don't be afraid to try some bigger baits. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of the conditions for Tuesday, November 18th. Across much of the UK, especially in the south like London, we're looking at air temperatures between 38 and 46 degrees Fahrenheit, or 3 to 8 degrees Celsius. However, in northern regions like Dumfries and Galloway, it's going to be much colder, ranging from 26 to 34 degrees Fahrenheit, or -3 to 1 degree Celsius. Expect a mix of rain and snow during the day, potentially turning to light rain at night in some areas. This mixed precipitation can actually stir things up and trigger feeding, but it will make for a chilly day, so dress warmly, my friends. When it comes to water temperature, our sea waters, particularly in the English Channel, are hovering around 14 degrees Celsius, which is about 57 degrees Fahrenheit. In freshwater lakes and rivers, temperatures will be lower, likely closer to 10 or 11 degrees Celsius, about 50 to 52 degrees Fahrenheit. This cooling trend, my friends, is crucial. It signals to fish that winter is coming, prompting many species to feed heavily, especially predators. However, for coarse fish, this also means their metabolism slows, driving them to seek out deeper, more stable water where temperatures are more consistent. This directly influences where they hold and where they'll be actively feeding. And what about the moon, you ask? On November 18th, 2025, we'll be in a waning crescent phase. The illuminated surface of the moon will be very small, only around 2 to 4%, and it's getting smaller as we approach the new moon on the 20th. Many anglers believe a waning crescent can lead to more neutral or slightly slower fishing, as much of the major feeding activity might have occurred during the brighter nights of the previous phases. However, from my experience, immediate weather changes like the mixed precipitation and temperature drops we're seeing often influence fish much more than the moon phase alone. So don't let the moon put you off. Considering all these factors, the cold, mixed precipitation, cooling water, and the fish's drive to feed before winter truly sets in, my overall assessment for fishing on November 18th is capricious to good bait for predators like pike, perch, and cod. For coarse fish like chub, I'd say the bite will be slow but possible. The cooling water and unsettled weather mean fish will be active in bursts but potentially finicky. Patience, careful bait presentation, and adapting to the specific conditions of your chosen venue will be your greatest assets. Look for those brief windows of increased activity, especially during lulls in the rain or slight pressure changes. So there you have it, my fellow anglers, your comprehensive forecast for Tuesday, November 18th. Get out there, enjoy the challenge, and may your lines be tight. No scales, no tails. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future forecasts. And tell me in the comments below, what are your go-to tactics for cold weather fishing in November? Are you braving the elements for pike, or perhaps targeting some big chub? Let's share those tips and tricks. And